We're going to talk about slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. But before we do that, we also need to remember that slope is found with 2 points, and it looks like this. And if you're like, what the heck is that? A slope is, when you have a graph, let's say something like this, and you look at one point and you look at another point, one of those points is going to have an x and the other is going to have a y. The other one is going to have its own x and its own y. And so here's what we kind of think about when we think about this is if you, let's say you talk about this point first, well then this is x1, y1. Why would we say it like that? Well, because if you then talk about this point, this is x2 and y2. Now, when they have actual values, like for example, if this point was 2, 3, and this point was like -4, -1. Okay, they have actual values. But when it comes to the slope formula, we want to say, hey, take one of the y values, this one or this one, and then take the other y value. So let's say you chose -1 first. Okay, well then this would be the next one. Okay, so like this would be -1, this would be 3. Okay, but you can choose them in the other direction if you'd like to, and it would work out. So anyway, that's kind of like your little introduction to, hey, or reminder, I guess I could say, about slope. Let's just zoom in here and do these things. Describe the slope of the line, then find the slope. It's kind of funny that the very first one we start out with is an undefined slope, meaning that it has all sorts of rise, but it has 0 run. And anything divided by 0 is going to be undefined, okay? So how would you describe the slope? I mean, it's all vertical movement. I mean, that's kind of how I think of it. This one over here, number 2, is it's moving down and to the right. Like it's going from here down to here and then going over like that. Going down, down, right, right, like that. And then find the slope. Okay, so let's see. It went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Next, you can look at this a few different ways. You can see that there is 0 change between those. And when we talk about slope, we talk about, the change in y over the change in x. There's clearly some changes for the y. So what would this look like? Well, we have some change on top and we have 0 change on bottom. This is undefined. But if you didn't see that, that's okay. We could graph it. So where do we have a lot of things happening? Over here at 1, 2, 3, 4. At x is 4. It looks like everything is happening on all of these points. And oh, look, that's a vertical line, just like we had here, right? This one. So again, you could graph this, or we could go with our buddy slope formula right here. And that's what I like to do. So I'm just going to pick this one and this one, because why not? So y2, I'm going to call that 1. Minus y1, I'm going to call that 6. So these are my y's. And now my x's. So this is going to be x2, because I chose that to be y1, minus -1. So we get -5 over 2. Works for me. Find the slope and the y-intercept of the graph of the linear equation. So this, in class, we talked about Hoy and Vux. This is a vertical line. We have a y equals, yeah? So this is a horizontal line, which means that its slope is 0, and its y-intercept, which we could call b, is just 12. Number 6, if you're thinking, okay, this one's so much different. In fact, these are all really strange. What we want to do is solve for y. We want to get y by itself. So you could move the y over if you want. You could move the 3x over if you want. It's totally up to you. I look at this and I see I'm just going to add 3x. Because once I do that, I get y equals 3x plus 7. And then now this is in slope-intercept form, where my slope is 3 and my y-intercept is 7. Same thing here. What could I do? I could add the 2y, I could subtract the 9, and what I'm going to do is subtract the 9. Negative 4x minus 9 equals negative 2y. And then I'm going to divide by negative 2. And one little trick is you got to remember to divide everything by negative 2, right? So that cancels that y. I'm sorry, that cancels that 2. I have y equals 2x plus 9 over 2. And again, I'm just going to write the y equals mx plus b underneath it so that I can say that is my slope. My slope is 2. And my y-intercept equals 9 over 2. Number 8 is kind of a weirdo because everything's on one side pretty much. So what I'm going to do actually is just add the 3y. And I get 2 plus 12x. And I'm going to rearrange that as well because I like having my x out front. I'm going to divide by 3. Means I got to divide everything by 3. Y equals 4x plus 2/3. Y equals mx plus b. My slope is 4. My y-intercept is 2/3 y-intercept. Number 9 was the tricky problem of the day, but it's actually the simplest problem of the day. I think it's tricky because of its simplicity. Our slope is 1. Our y-intercept has got to be 0. This is the function that we've been calling the parent function because it's at 0, 0, and it rises up 1, it runs over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, just like that. And here we go. It looks like that. All right, over here, number 10, I'm going to subtract x. I'm going to divide by 3. Another way you might see this if you divide by 3 is like this. So I did it this way so that you could see those two are the same. They might not feel the same, but they definitely are the same. So now our y-intercept is at 3. We're going to go down 1 over 3 like that. So I'm going to use big dots for the one that's actually happening. So yeah, this was down 1 over 3, right? Down 1 over 3 like that. Let's do one more. And let's graph this thing. Like that. I didn't do it on the other one, but throw some arrows on there. Throw some arrowheads on there. Great. Next, negative y plus 2x equals 0. I'm just going to add the y to get 2x equals y, also known as y equals 2x. And I didn't write it in the last one, but y equals mx plus b, right? So y equals mx plus b. There was our y-intercept. There was our slope. So back over here, here is our slope. Our y-intercept must be 0. So there's 0. Our slope is 2. So we're going to raise up 2, run over 1, right there. We're going to raise up 2, run over 1. Let's do it one more time. Up 2, over 1, like that. Let's get our line. Oops. Something like that, right? Arrowheads on the end. Number 12. I'm going to add y, and I will get y equals 3x plus 1. If that seems like I did a whole lot at once, add y, and I would get 3x plus 1 equals y, and then I just flipped it around, so it would be like that. This is now y equals mx plus b. 1 is our y-intercept. Our slope is 3, so we're going to raise up 3, run over 1, raise up 3, run over 1. So we got a dot there and a dot there. Let's draw our line. Like that. Slap some arrowheads on the end, and we're done with that one. Next, write an equation of the line with the given slope and y-intercept. Cool. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals 3x minus 9. Easy peasy. Y equals 0x plus 1/3. I don't ever really write 0 anything. And I have kind of like a stupid way of talking about that. I never tell you when I have found $0 outside. But I would definitely tell you if I found 20 bucks. You know what I mean? Because that would be like, oh, it's amazing. But that's my story for why don't we write 0x? Because who cares? Who cares that you found $0? So did I. Except on the day that I find 20, which happened to me once as a kid. Now I was talking and I didn't tell you how to do number 3. But this is number 3. All you're doing is taking the slope, plug it in there. Taking the y-intercept, plug it in there. Write an equation of the line and slope intercept form. To do that, we need a slope and a y-intercept. And if you're like, how was I supposed to know that? Because slope-intercept form is that, right? So we have a y-intercept. It's 0. So we have y equals something x plus 0. And then now for the something, the slope. We're going to rise 1, 2, 3, run 1, 2. So it's this. And for my final answer, I'm just going to write 3 over 2x like that. Next, y-intercept. Y equals blank x plus 2. Why is that? Because we're doing y equals mx plus b, and we know our y-intercept, yeah? We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, down 4, positive 1, 2, 3. So this is negative 4 over 3. I could have just circled it, but, you know, let's put it all in one color for you. There's the answer. Write an equation of the line that passes through the given points. Okay, well, we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have negative 7 minus 0 over 0 minus 4. That is negative 7 over negative 4. So our slope is positive 7/4. And you might be thinking, well, okay, I'm a little stuck. What did we need up here? We needed a slope and a y-intercept. You get the y-intercept when ... x equals 0. Well, check it out. X is 0, x is 0, x is 0. We have a y-intercept for each of these. So it is simply y equals 7/4 x minus 7. That's number 6. Number 7. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And if you're like, wait, you didn't label it. Okay, x, y, x, y. I chose this y first, which is this one, right? So this is now y2 and x2 and 1 and 1. So 2 minus negative 3 is going to be 5 over negative 2.5. Our slope is negative 2. And this is our y-intercept. So it is y equals negative 2x minus 3. If you're not sure how I did that, mx plus b, right? And I said this is our y-intercept. So that's the y. And we found the slope. We just plugged them in right here. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We have negative 2.5 over negative 6. Well, that's a little ugly. So here's like a little trick I'm gonna use. I'm gonna multiply top and bottom by 10. And I'm gonna go ahead and make these positive because a negative divided by negative. So I get 25/60ths, okay? And the reason I'm gonna do that is because off the top of my head, I don't know what that is. Like I don't want to reduce that. I don't know how many 2.5s go into 6. But if I have 25/60ths, I can do that. So I can divide each of those by 5 now. And I get 5/12. Sounds good. I guess I could have just multiplied this by 2/2. But something that I know is when I have a decimal, like right here, I can move it a whole place by just multiplying by 10. So my equation is y equals mx plus b. Y equals 5/12 x plus 4. Why 4? That's my y-intercept. That's my answer. All right, another one where you might think, oh no, but it's really similar to this one up here in that we are given 2 points. This right here, this is x is 6, y is -2. And this one, x is 0, y is -5. And what did we say about the y-intercept? It's when x equals 0. So check this out. This guy is our y-intercept, okay? So we need the slope, -2 minus 5. I'm going to do these kind of backwards from the ones I just did. On all these up here, I chose this guy to be my y2 and y2, right? So down here, just to show you that you can do it, I'm going to make this one my y2 and this one my y1. So 6 minus 0, we get -2 plus 5 is 3/6. That's 1/2. I think this is the last time I'm going to write y equals mx plus b on this assignment because I think we get it by now. This is y equals 1/2 x minus 5. Why minus 5? Because that's our y-intercept. Look, we even labeled it. Number 10, x is 0, y is -1. That's that one. X is 2, y is -1. That's that one. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's 0 over -2. That's just 0. And then which one of these is my y-intercept? It's this one, when x is 0. So that's it. This is literally just y equals -1. And think about it. That's -1, that's -1. They're both just -1. Number 11, this is x is -4, y is 3. X is -4, y is 3. This one is x equals 0, y equals -2. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is 5 over -4. Y equals 5, -5/4 x minus 2. Now, I will say, if you're a little confused on why is it -5/4, just a reminder, what's the difference between -5/4, -5/4, and 5 over -4? There's no difference. Because if I were at a dot and I went down 5 over 4, I would be on this line, right? But if I'm from that same dot, if I went +5, and I'm kind of estimating because I haven't actually drawn, like I haven't measured this out. So up 5, so +5, -4. Look, I would still be on the same line, right? And if you're confused, I'll draw it one more time. This was -5, +4, right? So these two kind of communicate that you could do them in a certain order. And then this one just says, hey, I'm a negative number. Either way, when it comes to slope, you get that line with that slope. So there you go. That was slope-intercept form. See ya.